Oh yeah, I did. In fact, I've helped out in a lot of vacation Bible schools. And when I was a kid, I still remember going to VBS when I was like 5 or 6 years old. And trust me, that's a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, I know that you have a guest with you. I'm going to kind of turn it over to you and let you talk to the young lady that's with you this morning, right?
Well, thank you. Hey, I have with me today Carey Portell, and you're from Cuba, right?
St. James.
Or St. James area. That's right. And we're going to get to visit with her about, she's a motivational speaker, is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
So what makes you a motivational speaker? What do you want us to know?
Really, every single time I give a presentation, my baseline, regardless of what audience I speak to, is always about choices.
Good.
So 5 years ago, I was involved in a drinking and driving collision, 2 of our daughters and I, and because of that tragedy, I have started speaking inspirationally to all kinds of different audiences.
Now, I'm just to make sure, you were not the drinking and driver, right? It
Correct,
was somebody else
yes.
hit you.
Correct, yeah. I was. There was actually 4 vehicles involved, but it was primarily just him and I that hit. Yeah.
Oh my! And so the girls, they okay?
Yeah, the girls are okay. Considering how severe a damage we had to our vehicle, they recovered within about 6 weeks. It took me much longer.
Well, I know that that you were left. Tell us what happened after the wreck, as far as physically for you.
Physically, it's been a 4-year recovery. It's nothing very quick or simple about it. It's been a long haul, and luckily I've had a family, and I've had several communities just rally around our family and just lift us up. And I tell everybody, without that, I don't think I would have recovered quite as well as I have.
So now you farm, don't you?
I do, yes. Yes. My husband and I farm. He works a full-time job, so then I do most of the work during the day.
Hey, John, there you go. See, we get to do a little bit of the farming, and I know you were baling hay last week, last week.
Yes, last week. Yeah, that's what I did yesterday all day. I hauled it out, and when I leave here today, I'll try to get in a few loads before softball this evening for my daughter.
Well, why don't you take us back a little bit about what the journey has been like since the accident? And maybe even give us a little bit about how things were before the accident and how you had to kind of struggle with putting life back to normal.
Okay. Yeah, before our crash, life was insane. We have 4 children who are involved in every activity imaginable. And I had a photography studio, and I had been transferring back over to the medical field at the same time. So it was a big transition for all of us, and it was just, I felt like I was going to 90 to nothing in my life, and I just kept saying, I got to figure out a way to slow down. And I make a joke, be careful what you wish for, because I came to a complete halt. So life was very, very busy before the crash, and then, like I said, it completely stopped afterwards, and I had no choice in that but to sit back and say, all right, what do we do now?
Now, when you say you were injured in the accident, what kind of injuries, if you can tell us, what were you left able and not able to do after the accident?
Afterwards, it's taken me 4 years to recover from this crash. I've had 11 surgeries in 3 years. In 2015 is the first year that I've been able to walk without any kind of medical device, without a walker, wheelchair, cane, or something like that. So I had lots and lots of injuries, but my 3 worst were my pelvis and both of my ankles. I've had 3 surgeries on my pelvis. It is fused, and I have lots of hardware in there, so my pelvis doesn't move anymore. And my ankles were crushed in the car accident. So,
oh my.
Though those are also fused, so my ankles are actually at 90 degrees at all times. So it's walking it's difficult, but with lots and lots of physical therapy, I've been able to do it. My biggest challenge with walking is I only have so many steps that I can take a day before I can't walk anymore. So for me, I'm a very busy person. I just turned 40, and for the last 5 years, I haven't got to do a whole lot. So my mind is still very active. I want to do everything that I used to, but my body's not cooperating. So it's been a struggle for me to, I guess, go through acceptance of that and say, okay, you have to accept, you have to have patience, and I have to be a little more creative in how I live my life so that I can still do a lot of those same activities, but just in a different manner.
So has that been the biggest challenge, you think, or what are some of the other challenges that you've had that you could share with our listeners and viewers this morning?
For me, that's probably the most frustrating because I can't do what I want to do, and I like to be in control of myself, and I'm not really in control of this. My injuries kind of dictate how I can live each day. My next biggest challenge is always pain. There's pain 24 hours a day. It just never leaves. And I've been left with end-stage traumatic arthritis. So it can't get any worse, so we just manage it. And a lot of times, like during the winter, I'll have those, the flare-ups, the cold, the wet really irritates it. Summer gets much better, but when these storms come in, the humidities change, and I feel like I have old-timer's disease. I'm a human barometer. I can tell exactly when that storm's coming because it's my bones feel it. So.
Like the old farmers, they used to say they have that weather predictor, huh?
That is exactly right. It's not an old wives' tale. It's real.
That's it. Well, you know what? I do want to take, while I'm thinking about it, mention a couple of things. Hey, John, this weekend is Father's Day on Sunday, and I know that Paul's Furniture has got some good Father's Day deals. They're still doing, through Father's Day, they're having $100 off on any reclining chair that they have that's $399 or more. So that means that I can go out there and get a brand new recliner. I mean, I'm Dad, so I ought to be able to get one of those, right? I've suggested that Amy should get me one.
Yeah, she should get you one.
She should. She'd get me a new recliner. And
how much money you're going to save her? $100.
I'm going to save her $100. She's only going to have to spend $299, and I'm sure there's some tax. And here's what's nice. Paul's Furniture will deliver that right to my house. So, honey, if you're listening this morning, you might want to consider that for Father's Day. I have enough ties, and and they were saying all of the things. You know what the absolute worst gift that you can give is?
Well, now wait a minute. I do know some bad gifts.
Some bad gifts. Well, the number one gift that fathers say they don't want for Father's Day.
The number one gift fathers don't want for Father's Day is aftershave.
Nope. That's one of the top 10, but the number one is a gym membership.
A gym membership?
Yeah, they don't want a gym membership for Father's Day. Only 8% of the guys said they'd like a gym membership for Father's Day. But there's
They've all already got one.
That's right. They've already got one from the beginning of the year, or they've already decided they don't want to use it. I don't know. I think it's timing is what the deal is on the gym membership. It's summertime. You're already active,
you want to
so
be outside.
You don't want to. That's a great gift for January, right?
There you go.
But not the middle of summer. So anyway, I just want to mention that, folks, you go on South 63, go see Pam.
I got a problem, though, with the recliner and your wife, Mike.
What's that?
You're not her father, so you're going to have to talk to your kids.
Well, yeah, if I wait for my kids to buy me something, it'll never happen. You know what their motto is? Oh, if Dad wants it, he'll just go buy it.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, you've got 8 kids. You'll be, with 8 kids, you're going to be lucky to get a card, right?
I'll hear from all of them.
There you go.
I'll hear from all of them.
Last year, my son, 2 of my boys texted me. I said, "What do you mean text me? Call me on the phone. Don't text me on Father's Day wishing me a happy Father's Day. Call me up. That's it."
Some of the contact is text. That's okay to get text.
Yeah, but not for Father's Day.
You don't want to be choosy.
That's it. Well, what I want them to do is make sure that when they then they call. I mean, what I think I'll probably do is I'll say, "Hey, why don't you guys come over to the house for a barbecue on Sunday afternoon?" Then that way I get to actually see them.
Right.
Do that.
Well, I'm going to side with Amy on this. You're not her father, so
All right. So there you go. Well, listen. Speaking of.
Country